Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much. You're watching Look Up TV. My name is Macharia. Great to have you company. And today we are talking politics and power. Anything politics, 2022 politics in focus. I have an interesting panel list of women. From my right, from the left actually, it is Macharia Dagoretti North MP aspiring. And we have Alice Wangari, who's an aspirant, of Kiambu County. Plus we have Brenda Muthuri, who is an ODM women leg in Meru County. The experiences in politics plus how it is to actually face their counterparts. But first, I'll be sitting down in a few. But first, give me a second. It's time for Women in Politics. We'll be dissecting 2022 politics in focus and everything that is politics, that is the politics of the day, But first, ladies, karibuni sana, feel at home. We'll be having a conversation on politics. Feel free to exchange ideas, plus opinions are welcome on this show. But first, let's talk about Kalonzo, Oka, politics. Let's start with that. Last week, or this week, you saw Kalonzo really say he really wants to renegotiate the 2017 Oka agreement between him and Raila Odinga, ODM leader. What is your take on that? I'll start with you, Mary.
Well, politics is a game that is dynamic, and I think it's important for people to change with the times. 2017 situation is not the same as 2022 situation. So I think for you to start going back, to restart renegotiating, and people have moved on, it is really retrogressive politically. And the circumstances and the situations are so different. So I'm just wondering who is really even willing to restart negotiating. It is not in the public's interest for the starting of renegotiations. So in my opinion, it's time up.
It's time up. So it's time for Kalonzo Musyoka to just walk away.
Not walk away. He's welcome. I believe if he comes in, he's definitely a great son of this nation, having been a VP. And I think anybody would like to have him on board. But I think the conditions that he's giving are the ones that are quite unreasonable. And the person is giving those conditions never became the president anyway. And so for Baba, it is important that he comes and says, what can we do? And they need just to talk. They are friends, and I know it. So they just need to sit down and say, what can we do in the in the present circumstances of 2022, not devoid of the 2017, because it never was.
All right. Alice, I'll come to you. Mary has just said Raila Odinga and Kalonzo are friends. Do you agree, given the circumstances as at now?
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to say a big hello to all our viewers, wherever they are, especially my lovely viewers and residents from Kiambu County. I say hello to you, and especially my party leader who is watching me at this moment, Honorable William Kabogo, Your Excellency. I say hello to you. Good evening and welcome to the show. On to your question. I think what Honorable Kalonzo is trying to say in all honesty is that His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga needs to take an introspective look at his political character. Yeah, he needs to ask himself why Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula actually jolted out of the former NASA coalition as a disgruntled lot why did they rush to go to UDA and form Kenya Kwanza Alliance? This time, you know, after Kalonzo Musyoka talked about them reviving the old NASA negotiations, soon after that, the members of the Wiper, led by Senator Enoch Wambua, they said that if Kalonzo tries to go to Azimio, he will be there alone. So what Kalonzo is trying to do is to call out the political character of Raila Odinga. He needs to go back in retrospect and check where the rain started beating him, that he cannot hold in cohesion with his former principals and partners in NASA.
Brenda, you're the ODM Women League. What do you have to say to respond to that? Because said, you know, Alice has raised some questionable, some points there questioning Odinga's character. What would you say?
I don't think that my party leader, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga's character is questionable, because at this point, as Mary had said, there is no one who has time for negotiating again. There's no one who has that time, you see. So it's upon Kalonzo to make up his mind, and he's most welcomed. He's most welcomed. We welcome him. He's been part of us, and for the rest, maybe our brothers Musalia and the rest who joined the other route, it's still okay. It's fine, yeah. But as for Kalonzo, we still welcome him, yeah.
What happened? But let me just, in rejoinder to what my sister has said, you see, political negotiations are, you know, they are sui generis. They are unique by their own character, based on the fact that, you know, politics is numbers. I have been within the ODM circles, and what I know for sure is that ODM plays politics of numbers. Therefore, what Kalonzo is trying to say is that behind him is a strong population of 2 million strong votes. And so what he's trying to say is that he does not want his 2 million votes to be taken for granted.
Do you foresee a situation where he'll walk away, Mary?
Let me correct my sister. You need to know, in that very backyard of our brother Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Ngilu, who went in with a different ticket from Wiper. We have Kibuda Kibwana, who went on a different and garnering votes with the different political parties. We have political chap, the governor of Macharia, yes, on different. And these people are already in Azimio. I really, while I do appreciate that Kalonzo is a strong leader in his area, he will not get the 2 million strong. It would be very important for us to know that the character of one, Baba.
Mary, sorry to cut you short. What do you mean by he won't be able to get the 2 million? Because looking
he
at
will
how...
He will not be able to garner the 2 million.
But
and
looking at how they
I have explained that there are 3 governors in his backyard,
but let's
with
look
the
at
different
how,
with the different parties who got votes. And those people did not become governors out of nowhere. They became governors because there are people who are following them.
But sorry to cut you short. Let's look at how they voted, and let's look at how Kalonzo, the numbers he's gotten since 2017. They have been 2-point-something million votes. So by you saying he cannot be able to garner the 2 million, do you think it will be shared sparingly to Kifuda Kibwana, Ngilu?
What I'm saying is, while he has a following, it will not be the 2 million complete. Because there are people who are already powerful in their own sense, and by their own rights, by going with their own chamas, you know, their own parties, they have already made a mark among the Kamba people. Secondly, I don't think the Kamba nation are ready to be out in the cold, because they are neither in one side or another of the 2 front runners of this general election. And should our brother Kalonzo also decides that he is also on the ballot, then it is very unfortunate as a politician that you get lesser votes than you garnered in the last general election, because it lowers your steadfastness. So what I would call upon him is he should join Baba, and I think he's the best option for him to join.
But are you ready to negotiate? Is ODM...
just a moment, I haven't finished, and I want to correct my sister. You told me you wanted for me to exhaust that point. But on the character of Baba, that is impeccable. Baba, I know many of my two are my younger sisters or my daughters. They have not been around as long as some of us have been. This man has fought the devolution, the political space that we can even be able to sit on this live TV and talk. He is the father and the author of it. In 1992, there was what was called one-party clause, that only you belong to one person. We wouldn't have had UDA, and we wouldn't have had this ANC and so on. It would have been one. Na unatingisa kidole. There was no any other party. So this man called Raila Amolo Odinga, his character, he's not an angel, but he definitely isn't what some people would like for him to look like. He is the father of democracy in this country. He has gotten into making the Constitution of Kenya 2010. He was the author of it, and he has brought it into fruition. He's the one who has brought about devolution, and it is important for us to know. So in politics, it's not what you become nice to people and what, it's what you stand for.
Okay, Mary, do you foresee a situation, and I'll go to you, Brenda, do you foresee a situation where Kalonzo joins joins Kenya Kwanza?
Okay, let's say he might or he might not, you see. But as a matter of fact, we welcome him. We as the Azimio, we welcome him because he's been our brother, you know. We've fought all this journey. We've walked, but he has walked all this journey with Baba, His Excellency, Raila Amolo Odinga. He has walked this journey with him. So for him to go to Kenya Kwanza, or rather to walk away from Baba, no.
All right. So that's live television, sorry. And to you, Alice.
Yes.
What's next for Kalonzo if he walks away?
In fact, just before that, let me just do a quick rejoinder to what my elder sister Mary has said here. And I wish to take great exception to, you know, her opinion that, you know, Baba's political character is impeccable. Because I'd just like to take her back to the chronicles, the sad, painful chronicles of, was it 2018? When Baba went alone to the handshake, and that's where the rain started beating him. He needs to tell us about, you know, that whole issue, because that is where the cracks are starting to form in this building. And then my other question is, much as my sister Brenda here says that they welcome Kalonzo to Azimio, but why is there so much jostling, especially from the people from his home? Because I put myself in the position of Baba, and I'm thinking, if I were Baba and the people from Ukambani do not come as united, you know, there are 3 governors on one end who have already sidelined themselves and thought that they are more Azimio than Kalonzo, then if indeed we are talking about Azimio and uniting all Kenyans, I would send them back home first of all. Go and sweep your house clean. Then come to my house without baggage. Yeah, because that is true leadership. First mediate the issues that are in between them there before they come and bring more divisions into the house. So, you know, try and sort out the issues there. They say that, you know, they have suffered some political mistreatment from Kalonzo. So what about that? How can it be remedied? You know, are there back, you know, historical issues? Is it a question of succession towards 2027? Is it somebody who's trying to, you know, milk from Kalonzo's political capital? Is it time for Kalonzo to retire as a political kingpin of 2020? I mean, of Ukambani? You know, all those questions.
Okay, let me answer her concerning the character, Raila's character, yeah? Political character, yeah? First of all, as we all know, Baba, or rather, let me just call him Baba, he fought for the first liberation. And the first liberation includes whereby...
That's all right.
It's okay.
It's no contestation.
No,
my question is, let's talk about the handshake.
No.
Let's
let me
talk
take you bit by bit so that you can understand. Yeah, let me take her bit by bit so that she can understand, yeah? Under the first liberation, what did Baba do? He pushed for what? For independence, you see. The second liberation, what did he do?
No, I'm not contesting
No,
all
no.
that. It's an
And the
uncontested
handshake,
fact.
listen, which has now
What-
come to the
what-
handshake, and the handshake
No,
has
the
brought.
handshake actually stemmed from botched elections
What?
in
No,
2017.
no,
Okay, ladies,
no.
Yeah.
ladies, what,
Let me help them.
What
No.
Alice is trying to say is,
Yeah.
she's questioning Raila's character in terms of the agreement.
Yes,
Can
that
I-
had with the
and the
principles
handshake.
then.
And the
Can
handshake,
I-
that is the,
Exactly.
Yeah,
that is
listen, the
where she's
handshake has
coming
brought
from.
in the handshake has brought in unity, as you can all see. The unity which is in this country right now. You all know what happened in the past elections,
2007.
2007. Without the handshake, can you ask yourself what would have befallen the country?
But my question is,
Yeah.
why is it that His Excellency the President did not shake hands with the rest of the NASA principals? Does that mean that Raila, by
Because
himself alone, is the one
because
who
he's
brought
the
the
leader
votes
of
in
the
opposition?
NASA, because he's
No.
the leader of the party.
No, but he
He's the
did
leader
not
of the
get
party
the
and he's the
blessings of the
representative
rest
of the
of the
party.
ladies.
Oh,
No,
we'll,
no,
we'll,
no,
we'll
no,
take
Yeah.
a, we'll take a breather. Mary.
Let me
Just
let me
It
help
was a
you.
coalition
Let
of
me-
political
small-
parties. It was not a political party.
So you
Okay,
expected Baba to
Let me help my
Brenda,
two
you are a lawyer. You are a lawyer.
I'm a
You
lawyer
need
and
to
know what
know
I'm
these
saying.
things.
Ladies,
No.
Mary, what
Let
do you
me
have
help
to say
my
there?
two younger sisters. The thing is, the botched elections, and it's not the first one. I know many, the two of you probably were younger and you didn't know. This one that came and got botched in 2013 was not the only one. We had had another one in 2007. Probably you were younger and you did not know. And in those two elections, and even the 2017, it is alleged that there was so much massive irregularities that it is just very possible, even internationally, that Baba Raila Amolo Odinga won. Now, our president, President Uhuru Kenyatta, thank God, he has also not listened to many people from his backyard. Okay. The thing is, he thought about it and he looked at posterity. He looked at the future of this country and he said, if there is a very big section of Kenyans who are claiming that they will make their country to be United Republic of Kenya and the other one Central Republic of Kenya, how can we leave a legacy of this country being divided? It isn't right, whether it is on Raila's side or it's on my side. So what does he do? He says, Baba, and President Uhuru Kenyatta himself confessed it and said, when we met for the first time before we shook hands, it was not easy. We took water and a drink, juice for 2 hours. Is it not 2, 4 hours? And I'm quoting.
Okay.
So what we are saying is this: the handshake is very important for this country and its posterity.
And that is in no contestation.
Let me finish my thought.
Just
Let me finish my line of thought because I haven't responded
but we will
to
Mary will be coming to that just after this break. And you've seen it's already hot in here. And these ladies are about to make things worse here, debating about politics. We'll be right back after the break. For watching Politics and Power. Thank you so much. Great to have your company. You're watching Look Up TV. And if you're joining us right now, we are talking Women in Politics plus Politics 2022 in Focus. My panelists, I have Mary, who is vying for MP Dagoretti North. We also have Alice Wangari, who's vying for women representative in Kiambu County, plus Brenda Muthuri, who's the ODM leader league in Meru County. And ladies, women in politics. It's probably a controversial topic, but I know all of you have political aspirations, and I'll start with you, Mary. How is it? Of course, there's the challenging part of, putting yourself out there as a woman. How challenging is it, and what headways have we made so far?
Yeah, it's challenging for women to be in leadership. It's because of our parochial, we are a patriarchal type of family where male are the ones who are supposed to lead. So when a woman decides that they're getting into politics, many hard things can happen to them. One, if the husband is not careful and the children, it can actually destroy their families, because all allegations will be told of women who want to vie. You'll be told you are unfaithful, you are actually loose, you are sleeping around, because you go for meetings with your male counterparts inside and out of the country. So the family must be ready for those kind of talks, and which are most of it, some of it could be true, but most of it is normally lies. And then we also have the issue of finances. Women, because of the collateral that is supposed to be associated with what is needed for elections, women don't have a lot of finances. And so they need a lot of help from the political parties. They need a lot of help from organizations. And individuals should come up and be able to support women the candidature, which is not at the moment.
But you know, Mary, when someone says, if you go for a political seat, meaning you have money.
You don't have to, and it is a very wrong notion in this country that all the leaders that you must have, they must appear before you in big cars. They must be people who, where have they gotten all that money? Well, that is the question you don't ask, because most probably, especially for instance, if you have youthful candidatures, for those of us who have been in life for a long while, we could have saved something from our careers, our previous careers. But if you have just, let's say, from the university and you have just come into politics, where have you gotten that money from? Unless if you are one of the people that have found some funny ways of getting it. So sometimes some people are born in families that they get this money automatically, or God helps them through some divine intervention where they get some money that they can use. But most of the time we leave very good leaders just because they are not appearing in big cars for campaigns. They don't look like they're flashing money around. So that is not enough. And so women get challenged because in this country, money is associated with elections. And you cannot be able to meet people without really helping them. However, we will not blame our people very much, because the country is facing COVID and our people are living in very hard circumstances.
Okay.
And so sometimes when you meet them, they have already lost their day pay. You need kind of to compensate them so that they have something to put on the table.
Okay.
So it's not like paying.
Okay.
So we really understand, but we must get away from the politics of money.
Okay.
And then lastly, but not least, women, when they are facing elections, there is a lot of bullying with women, and so you will be told the woman is so and so, she's getting into politics because she has slept with who, and she's a drunkard. You will hear this kind of things, while men do the same and maybe even worse, and it's never become an issue. Unfortunately, this can be perpetuated by other women. And so women, we must love one another and be able to stand for one another. I think those are three, but there are more reasons why it is harder for women to stand in politics.
Alice, I'll come to you. You've heard what Mary has said.
Yes.
She's raised issues to do with bullying, funding, and you're aspiring to be a women rep in Kiambu County. Is that the case for you?
Thank you for that question, and I totally agree with my elder sister Mary. The challenges that are facing women, and especially this upcoming new constituency of vibrant young women into leadership, are immense. And you know, people have not taken time to look into them and to peer into them with the necessary attention. We young women face all sorts of, you know, challenges, from want for finances, from unfair nominations, from, you know, discrimination by age, and even sometimes colorism, anything. And remember, when you're a woman, the society frowns upon any slight thing that you do. So you start being judged from how you dress, your appearance, your looks. A little smudge of your lipstick, just one side, is enough for people to start discrediting you and bullying you on social media. You see, so women go through a lot. And I would just like to pass a challenge to the political parties as of now to set up systems that can actually take care of women's mental well-being. You know, during this time, post-nominations and even post-elections. Most women are actually investing a lot of money, you know, at the behest of the livelihoods of their families and their relatives and their dependents. So that also needs to be taken care of. Financial literacy of candidates is also something that political parties need to invest in training their candidates.
Right.
You know, most women are not aware of the documents that they need, the compliance documents. Yeah, remember some of them who are older than us actually were in that system where you know, it was hard to obtain an ID card. They do not have collateral because it is the man's, you know, it is the man's or the husband's right to keep the security, that title deed, that maybe they can sell off and raise campaign money. You know, all those issues need to be taken care of. Women's personal security, you know, and nowadays bullying is actually, you know, direct or indirect by proxy. Women bully each other, men send women to bully fellow women, and men bully women directly.
All right. I'll come to you, Brenda. You've heard what Mary has said. Alice has raised some concerns there. And you're a Women League in Mary County, probably a leader. What is ODM doing in terms of, you know, encouraging women out there? And also, probably Mary has said something to do with funding in terms of ODM chipping in and helping women out there. What is ODM parties doing? And exactly, what is this Women League? What's the work of this Women League?
Okay, Women League, it is a, maybe it is a league for empowering women to the leadership journey, for women to become leaders in this country, in this Kenya as our motherland. So, as a ODM women league leader, it's upon me to empower my fellow women. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you come from Meru, Nairobi, or whichever the place. It's my obligation to empower you as a fellow woman. Listen to you, your own interest, and the visions that you have. If you can at all lead and show you the ways, and maybe we discuss. Yeah, that's our duty as leaders. Yeah, and according to your second question, about what ODM has done for the county.
For the women, exactly, who are vying for various positions. Because you've heard what the ladies have raised here, bullying, financing, and all that stuff.
Yeah, we can talk of financing because the finances, okay, we can't say that a party can come and say, yeah, okay, let's give this money to the women so that the women can do this and that, or maybe start a certain project and maybe for their own benefit or something. It's upon them to come up and tell us what they have and what they want and what their visions and goals are. Thereafter, we sit and maybe we help them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but in terms of political parties and the nominations, because we're heading to nominations, and the nominations is where it's really tough, and most people make it, most people don't. What are political parties supposed to do, or what are they supposed to do in terms of, you know, making sure that it's free and fair and women are given a chance?
Okay, first thing first, okay, the 2/3 gender rule has to be put in place to each and every party. You have to consider the presence of women in your party. You understand? Women must be there, and you know, women, when they're there, women are like, let's say they are powerful agents for a change in a society. And most so women, they are even a far-reaching diversity and even a gender parity. So, in each and every party, there must be a 2/3 gender rule, so that to ensure that women are recognized in that party. Okay,
Mary, do you agree? Do we have a long way to go when it comes to 2/3 gender rule? Because if you compare Kenya with countries like Rwanda, you can even see Rwanda has a higher representation of women. Is there a brighter future for Kenya?
We have started the journey. It's been hard for women. The women who have been in the National Assembly have tried to bring it in, and our men decided no. So what I'm thinking is, during these coming elections, let women come out and vote women. Because if women are quite a good number in that assembly, even if they are, let's say, half, they can be able to convince men who are gender friendly, and they can pass bills that concerns women. That is one. Secondly, I think my sister has touched on it. It's important that all political parties have women in those party system, you know, in the chronology of every party should have women as listed as many as possible. Now, not only in nominations, but in elections, they need to be given, a woman who is strong in a particular area should be given that place for them to contest. And this one I must challenge as women. We must be popular on the ground, because if people really don't know what you have done for the party and what you'll not be given, because the party is not willing to just lose their seat because of giving you. However, it is important that that is taken into consideration. And on nomination, I think IEBC needs to take it very seriously, and all political parties that do not meet the threshold of having women in their list, both elective and nominative, those parties should be given back their lists, and they normalize them before bringing them. Because it's very, very important that women are included in this, and affirmative action is everywhere. I know some men who are saying, well, come on, let's just go and contest. But because we are living in a society which we have already said is patriarchal in nature, where men were the dominant, it is important that women are given affirmative action. And we have very many women who are great leaders in this nation who are given nominations first. I think Governor Ngilu is one of them. I think Akina Wanga, lady who is now going for the governorship of Homa Bay, was one of them. We have known of these great women who are now leaders in their own capacity. But the first way even Akina Millie Odhiambo came into being, it's through nomination. And it gives them a platform to be able to be known, to be noticed, and secondly, to also get some money, which they can be able to now go for elective positions.
All right, Alice, before we wrap up the show, ladies, are there enough women? I know you're aspiring to be a women represented. Are there enough women you can look up to?
Yes, there are enough women. But let me first, join into that discussion of what my sisters here have said. And I feel that political parties have really made, commendable strides in trying to create conducive spaces for women who are getting into leadership. And for example, is the case of nomination fees, where you can actually see that there's a structured distinction between the young women and the older women. And, even in terms of paying their fees, the membership fees and the nomination fees, and some political parties like mine, Tujibebe wa Kenya Party, we are assisting all aspirants to access those documents, the compliance documents, and the party is actually, helping with every other logistics to ensure that the aspirants comply, and that is commendable, actually. So it's a step in the right direction. Our party also, it embraces inclusivity, and that's something that is commendable and actually encouraged across the board. So back to your question, whether there are enough women. Oh, yes. Every woman who has taken that bold step to stand in public and offer themselves for leadership is worth emulation, because that's a step of boldness. It's against the grain, especially in our African society, whereby women have been condemned to the backstage of performance, Right. So any woman who takes that, bold step to stand forth and offer themselves for public leadership deserves a pat in the back. They deserve all the support from the society, and they also deserve a fair chance to be given to serve the community.
All right, thank you so much, Alice. We're coming to the end of the show, but before we wrap up, I know we have a few things to say, Mary, and I'll start with you, Brenda. Just 1 minute parting shot.
Okay, first thing, I would like to thank my viewers and my people, Ntima Ward people, Ntima West Ward people, and Meru County at large. And also my party leader, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, and also my leader. I'm also a member of the YOTHA, that is Young Turks Handshake Alliance, Mr. Jaoko Oburu. Thank you so much, and kind regards.
Okay, Alice.
Yeah, so for me, I would just like to say that I would encourage every woman to stand tall, to stand strong. Any woman who has offered themselves for public leadership, you've got this. Believe in yourself. We will walk this journey together, woman for woman, together forever.
All right, Mary, we're coming to the end of the show.
So
you're in Dagoretti. There are people
I'm
who
in
want.
Dagoretti North, and it's a honor and privilege at this time for me to present myself. We need roads in Dagoretti North, roads that don't have mud in all of it, not just in the area where I am, in Lavington and Kilimani, but we need good roads in Kawangware, and we need to have them. We need clean water without sewage. We need administrative position of DC. We always go for our things in Dagoretti South. We need them here. And if you want to get that, I am available. I'm interested in education of your children, the bursaries, whether from nursery up to secondary and university. We shall walk that path together. And along with that, I would like to say that one of the reasons why we have the problems we are having is because the land that was meant for these things has been taken. And I'm glad that the people of Dagoretti North have decided to fight this, bringing back the lands to themselves by themselves. And once that is there, the government will be able to do their part. And I want to be part of that will bring changes in Dagoretti North. And so I'm looking forward, I'm humbly requesting you to vote for me and vote for your great future for yourself and your future generations.
All right,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Thank you very much for making time for this interview. I appreciate you taking the time. This has been Politics and Power. Mine is to thank you for your company during this time, plus also the team behind the scenes working tirelessly to make sure the show comes to you every Wednesday. And mine will be very short. And my sign language interpreter has been Josephine Auka. My name is Macharia. Until next Wednesday, it's good night and God bless.